The global oil market has been reconfigured after the Ukraine-Russia war. For instance, energy-hungry Europe relied a lot on Russian oil, but after their boycott, African suppliers have stepped in. Now, Moscow has shifted its focus to supplying its crude to Asia after feeling the might of heavy Western sanctions. This very instance of supply reshuffle has shaken the global oil trade. In fact, the shock is even bigger than the United States of America's shale revolution, which significantly increased its production of oil and natural gas. And Russia might just be lucky in the shifting supply chain as long as Asia, India and China in particular, keep buying its crude at a steep discount. Experts are saying that Russian exports were back to pre-invasion levels. Oil prices even stabilized from $139 a barrel to $110 a barrel. So if the expert analysis is to be factored in, the EU ban on Russian oil will not hurt Moscow as long as the Asian demand is there. The only way the Asian connection can be severed is through diplomatic pressure on Asian buyers by the West. Moscow found a way around shipping oil to Asia after US and EU and British sanctions banned Russian-owned or flagged ships from calling at ports. So oil is transferred via ship-to-ship transfer at high seas, and that has two problems. It's expensive and there are greater risks of spills. Despite the risks, the Asian demand for Russian oil has jumped to 50% since the war started. The transfers between vessels have shifted away from the Danish coast to the Mediterranean Sea. The reason is that the Mediterranean waters are warmer and friendlier, that is, without sanctions and without protests. About 400,000 barrels per day worth of transfers happen in the Mediterranean. But the seaborne supplies are just a small part of the total oil export from Russia. Include the pipeline supplied and other exports of crude products, Russia is sending 8 million barrels per day, and that too just in April. West African crude imports have been coming in handy to the European refiners. Data shows that 660,000 barrels per day of West African crude arrived in Northwest Europe in May. Similarly, supply from North Africa to Europe is up by 30% since March. Another report also alleged that Europe is also receiving Saudi crude. Not just that, the United States has also boosted its supply to Europe. So it looks like both Europe and Moscow have found alternatives that might just work out for each other. But these are the summer months. Come winters, Europe's entire supply chain in terms of energy requirements is tuned to and aligned with Russia. One will have to wait and see whether if Africa, the United States of America and other parts of the world can really take in the kind of requirement Europe has during winters. If not, it is Russia again and we'll be back to square one.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today NewsMo.